This is the Post Up with DJ Trice. I'm running my mouth on everything hot in sports, news, drama, and whatever is blowing up the timeline. Let's get into it. Look at you coming back through for another episode of the Post Up. I am your host, DJ Trice, and you already know me. I'm posted up right here, always running my mouth about sports. The WNBA playoffs are in full effect. We are in the first round, which is only the best of 3 games. So I know if you are listening to or watching, other leagues, this might be a best of 5 or even a best of 7 in some. But in the WNBA, round 1 is the best of 3. Okay? Now, I've already made my predictions in past episodes, so I won't go there. What I want to do is go through matchup by matchup and just talk about briefly what's happened. I'm going to do this after every single game since the WNBA did us the great service of pairing all the games up on the same day. So let's talk about what happened first in the Minnesota and Golden State Valkyries matchup, y'all. Now, first and foremost, the Golden State Valkyries have made history by just making the playoffs. They are the first expansion team to make it to the playoffs, and not only did they make it, they weren't just an AFC. They were comfortably sitting in a spot where they could compete. They had a really good season. They had some injuries like everybody else, but they've been playing team basketball this whole time. I knew that if they made the playoffs, they still would, based on where they were sitting, they still would be a first round exit because being matched up against those Minnesota Lynx, I'm sorry, they were at to be in the 8th spot. In 8th spot at the end, they had to be in the 8th spot. They slid a little bit, maybe, because also the Indiana Fever. Forgot about that. But either way it goes, you're playing the top team. And they got blew out. It looked like the top seed playing the bottom seed. So one more game, I think Minnesota knocks them off. And it's not even because of Napheesa Collier, which most people would be on here thinking like, oh, Fee did the thing. It was honestly Natisha Heidemann. She just kind of went crazy off the bench and wouldn't stop, wouldn't let up. You would think she was out there primetime Kobe the way she was playing with her team. So luckily, the Minnesota Lynx have a bunch of different players who can get hot at any moment in time, and that's what we seen happen there. Let's go on to the Indiana Fever versus the Atlanta Dream. Now, I feel bad for the Indiana Fever, just straight out. Like, they're missing their star player, Caitlin Clark, who was out early with that groin injury. Is just not going to come back. With that being said, the Indiana Fever have done an exceptional job at just picking up hardship players and trying to compete to win. Now, in my opinion, this is because of Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, who have been holding the team down this entire time. Now, their hardship players also have been doing a fantastic job of just playing Stephanie White's system, and Stephanie White's a great coach. So, do I think the Indiana Fever can compete to win another game? Yes, if they squeeze everything out. Do I think that they are going to win this matchup against the Atlanta Dream? No. This might be the Atlanta Dream's year to actually make some waves and make it to the Final Four team. So excited to see what happened there. But Atlanta won that by almost 20 points, just a 12-point lead there over the Indiana Fever. But at the beginning of the game, it was pretty neck and neck. It's just Atlanta Dream once they get hot. You know, they got BG, they got Bree Jones, Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray. There's so many different players that's doing things on those teams. Now, this Phoenix-New York matchup was tough for me because I had called that Phoenix was going to sweep New York and just do 2 games really quick. Now, what we're seeing is Phoenix is going to have to even the series to 1-1 and squeeze one out of New York. New York is playing a lot better now that they're healthy. Stewie is playing better, and Nescu is heating up. Jonquel Jones, of course, who was Finals MVP, is now finding that groove. Emma Mieseman has been playing better. So the New York Liberty aren't out of it. I still have my money on the Phoenix Mercury for some reason. Alyssa Thomas, Kalia Copper, Satu Sabali, who's the unicorn. If they're not playing frustrated bully ball, then they are executing really well and usually are having games where they can win. This game was a little closer, 76-69, so that was not a blowout. The other 2 games are pretty much like, you know who the winner and you know who the loser is. But that Phoenix-New York Liberty first round matchup is probably the best of the series that we have so far. The other ones, I predict, are going to be 2 games and out. 2 games and out. Minnesota against the Valkyries. Minnesota's taking that and moving on. The Dream versus the Indiana Fever. I had hoped that Indiana could contend at this point, but they so beat up. Man, they just a Honda that's just holding on. That Toyota from the 90s that's just still on the road. That's the Indiana Fever. The Atlanta Dream are going to take that 2 games and go. That New York and Phoenix matchup is going to be a battle. That's going to go to all 3 games. Also, the Aces for the final matchup. The Aces and the Seattle Storm. The Aces won 102. What was that? 102 to something. Hold on one second, y'all. My thing won't scroll over. What was that? 102 to 77. We knew this was gonna happen. My thing with the Seattle Storm is, why would you fight to get to the playoffs only to know that you're not gonna fight no more? We knew this looked like a 30-point slide. I thought y'all was gonna come with something. Add a little bit of flavor to it. Fight for your life. You knew you had to fight somebody. Any other team you was going to play in the playoffs was going to be a higher seed than you. You were going to have to really come with that fire. And 102 to 77, Jewel Lloyd is happy she on the other side of the fence at this point. You got the Skylar Diggins. You added Slim to the team. You got Neka. You got Ezzy McGregor. You got Dominique Malunga. You have enough pieces. What is happening here that this is the first round? But again, I'm not going to invest myself in the Seattle Storm drama because that's not my team. And their actions actually eliminated my team. So I don't even want to hear that. So that's how that went. So Minnesota leads the series. Atlanta leads the series. New York leads the series. And Vegas leads the series. Tuesday, September 16th is when game 2 is going to be played for the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever are going to be bounced this game in my predictions. Just predicting. I'm moving on to the next game. We on game 2 now. I think the Indiana Fever are going to be bounced right there at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday. Then we're going to go to the Aces versus the Storm. There's no way Asia Wilson is letting up. 2 done, because they need those couple days of rest. The crazy thing about the WNBA is they only had like a day or 2 of rest in between playing in the playing the rest of the regular season and the playoffs starting. Whereas in the NBA, sometimes they get 1 to 1.5 weeks, depending on when you play, when you clinched all this stuff. They can rest the players and load management and all this stuff. The WNBA don't have none of that. These girls have just been playing, and a lot of them have international contracts right after this. So whenever they done with the WNBA season, they got to pack their bags and go fly over to Lithuania or wherever they playing basketball for the remainder of the year, because the WNBA is only a small portion of their year. Most of their basketball time is going to be played overseas. So I'll also be dropping after the Caitlin Clark episode next. I have all the exit interviews where from the LA Sparks where Julie Alleman was talking about that, and Julie Van Loo was talking about that, how they don't have no break. They literally got done with their exit interviews, had to get on the flight that night to be overseas the next morning to gather all their things for 1 week and then be in whatever country they were playing in. So it's pretty tough. We're going to talk about that. But that's what I got for the playoffs so far. For Tuesday's game, I'm going to go ahead and just predict Wednesday's game too, because in between there, I'll be talking about Caitlin Clark and a bunch of other stuff and then the Raiders. So, just stay on my channel. I got a lot of stuff going on. But, I always got y'all in audio tapped in. Shouts out to all of y'all in video who going to be watching the next day. But anyway, the Phoenix Mercury and the New York Liberty, I think the series is going to be tied at 1-1, that game. And then Minnesota versus Golden State. Golden State is going home. So the only team that will be playing after this Wednesday, I'm predicting, is going to be the Phoenix Mercury and the New York Liberty, with, at the end of it, when it's all said and done, the Phoenix Mercury really leading the charge there. So shouts out to you for joining me for another episode of the Post Up. I go by the name of DJ Trice, and I'm always posted up right here running my mouth about sports. Make sure you follow me on socials at DJ Trice. That's at DJ TRICEY. I'm giving away a Natasha Cloud jersey, y'all. The Sparks didn't make the playoffs. I lost my bet. Join my newsletter, and I will be giving away a Natasha Cloud jersey. I just ordered it today. It'll be here in the mail. I'm going to shoot the content, and then in the content, I'm going to have a call to action. But by the end of September, my birthday is September 29th. By the end of September, I'm giving it away for my birthday. That's how much I love y'all, my fans, okay? So go down to the link at the bottom well, just in the description or whatever of whatever video or audio you're listening to, and join my newsletter. You will get takes every single week. I promise you, I only send out one a week. I'm not about to flood your inbox. Maybe two if I got a couple episodes that come out, but I'm really trying to just have it as a roll up kind of thing so that you can stay aware, because I know a lot of y'all don't be on the social like that, but you might want to tune in to my episodes on the newsletter. Whew, I know I just did a lot of running my mouth there, but of course, I always want to run my mouth with y'all. I'll be posted up right here for the next episode. I'll talk to y'all then. All right, that's a wrap on the post up. I ran my mouth, said what I said, and now it's your turn. Drop a comment, share it, and come back tomorrow, because I'm not done talking. And make sure you follow me on social media at DJ Tricey Trice. That's at DJ TRICEY TRICE. I'll be posted up here, y'all.